live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
11Alive News at noon starts now.
And this is new at noon. The latest U.S. jobs numbers are in. The good news, the number of new unemployment claims continue to fall, hitting the lowest level since the pandemic shutdown began. The bad news, they're still topping 1 million for the 20th straight week. Just under 1.2 million people filed for unemployment benefits for the first time last week. According to the latest Labor Department report, 16 million have been collecting benefits for 2 weeks or longer. And tomorrow we'll get an even clearer picture of the state of the labor market with the release of the monthly jobs report. The Labor Department also showing Georgia had the second highest decrease in first-time unemployment claims for the week of July 25th. Nearly 73,000 claims filed, about 12,000 less than last week. So many who filed in the weeks prior have been waiting weeks, even months, for their benefits. Meanwhile, President Trump says he's negotiating with Democrats to extend coronavirus relief for American workers. So far, the plan includes continuing federal unemployment aid, halting evictions until the end of the year, and $10 billion for the Postal Service to help with mail-in ballots. Where the two sides disagree, money for schools, food, and state and local governments.
By Friday, if we haven't made significant progress and we're just too far apart, the president is prepared to take executive action.
I feel optimistic that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but how long that tunnel is remains to be seen.
And about an hour ago, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced the Senate will not adjourn today after all for their scheduled August recess in order to continue working on the coronavirus relief bill. Georgia is now the 5th U.S. state to surpass 200,000 confirmed cases of coronavirus. In Cherokee County, it is just a few days into the new school year, and more students have tested positive for COVID-19. 4 schools in the district are now impacted. At last check, there are at least 3 students who tested positive for the virus since schools reopened on Monday. An 8th grader at Dean Rusk Middle School, a 1st grader at Hasty Elementary School Fine Arts Academy, and a 2nd grader at Sixes Elementary, forcing the entire classroom into quarantine. Also, an entire kindergarten class at R.M. Moore Elementary is in quarantine after a teacher showed symptoms. All students and staff who've come into close contact with the students are required to quarantine for 14 days. The superintendent says the district will shut down schools if cases rise. Atlanta's mayor is echoing the sentiments of many parents who say it is an agonizing decision whether to keep their kids home to learn remotely or send them to class. Take a listen to what she had to say on CNN last night.
I have personally opted not to send my children back at the beginning of the school year. None of us are happy about it, but we will be doing virtual learning at the beginning of the school year, and hopefully at some point our numbers will go in the right direction.
Mayor Bottom says she and her husband are fortunate. Her mother is able to watch the children while they're at work, and she understands not all parents have that same luxury. Morgan County schools began class today in person and digitally. For all of that information and other school districts, go to our website, 11alive.com. We can send it to your phone. Just text the word school to the number on your screen, 404-885-7600. We also have more back-to-school information there as well. Happening today, a roommate charged with murdering her friend, a Clark Atlanta University student, is asking to be let out on bond. Mara Sirianni taking a closer look at this case.
Jordan Jones and her boyfriend are charged in Crawford's death. Both were denied bond late last year, but today, Jones is asking a judge to reconsider. The 22-year-old and her boyfriend, 21-year-old Barron Brantley, are charged in the Halloween 2019 death of Alexis Crawford. Crawford was Jones' close friend and former roommate. Investigators say Jones strangled and suffocated Crawford before dumping her body in the wooded area of Exchange Park in Decatur. Brantley is also charged in the attack and murder, and he's also charged with sexually assaulting Crawford days prior. A grand jury indicted the pair in January, and they pleaded not guilty in February. Crawford's mother citing safety concerns for her 2 other children if Jones is granted bond and leaves jail. Reverend Markel Hutchins reading a statement on behalf of Alexis Crawford's family.
I cannot imagine a judge granting Jordan the freedom to walk around until her trial, while Alexis will never get to walk around anywhere ever again.
And court filings reveal that Jones' defense attorneys plan to bring up the fact that she has helped with this investigation. They also say she has an otherwise clean record. This hearing is set to take place at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, we'll bring you any updates on air and on 11alive.com.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. You got plans for this afternoon? Know that it's already hot, but if you're going to go out and get some exercise, earlier the better to guarantee somewhat your way of not seeing any scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. We will see a few pop up this afternoon. In fact, we have one out there right now. You got to go all the way up to the far north. This is up in Fanning County, almost at the border there. Got a couple one thunderstorm, a couple lightning strikes associated with it. We've been watching that all afternoon, or all this morning into the afternoon. You can see some very heavy rain over toward Higdon. This is continuing to drift toward the east and up toward the northeast. We'll see more of this popping up as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Isolated showers and thunderstorms will be the case, a little bit more stronger up to the north. As far as your forecast goes, look for a high near 90. You factor in the humidity, of course, is going to feel much warmer, and the chance for the isolated thunderstorms will remain in the forecast at least through 9 o'clock tonight. More in the full outlook coming up.
All right, Chesley, thank you. The former Atlanta police officer charged with murdering Rayshard Brooks is suing to get his job back. Garrett Rolfe was fired from the police department after shooting Brooks in the back in the parking lot of a Wendy's in southeast Atlanta. He was trying to arrest him for DUI back in June. Well, now his attorneys have filed a lawsuit claiming the city of Atlanta denied Rolfe due process before his termination. Meanwhile, Fulton County DA Paul Howard is asking the court to revoke Rolfe's bond. He's accused of violating the terms of his bond by going to Florida for vacation without making the state aware of his travel plans. The DA says that the conditions for his bond made it clear that Rolfe was not supposed to leave his home other than for medical work or legal reasons. Mayor Bottoms issuing 7 orders designed to rein in use of force by Atlanta police. She wants the city to create guidelines that would, among other things, allow officers to intervene when other officers use unreasonable force and develop techniques to de-escalate conflicts. She tells 11 Alive they're all a work in progress. You can see her full plan on the 11 Alive news app in the As Seen on TV section. In related news here, Governor Brian Kemp signing a measure into law that protects police and other first responders from bias-motivated crimes in Georgia. Civil rights groups are calling it a controversial move. Hope Ford has the details.
For a month, protesters voiced opposition to House Bill 838. Mainly saying the bill is unnecessary.
We don't want anyone dying. We don't want people dying. There are already protections in place for police officers. So what is the purpose of this?
Hannah Gebrselassie and Keith Strickland were 2 of the voices behind a movement asking Kemp to veto the bill, which makes crimes against an officer punishable by at least a year in prison, as well as a potential $5,000 fine.
We're fighting to see a better community. We're fighting to see safer neighborhoods. And he continues to fuel this tension and this system of oppression with bills like HB 838.
The law was passed in July alongside the state's historic hate crimes bill. The Georgia NAACP dubbed HB 838 the police hate crimes bill, since it also allows officers to sue people if their civil rights are violated.
So now if we say that something was an act of hate, or we say that this should be looked into more thoroughly, if it has a negative repercussion, now you can sue us.
Kemp said in a statement he attended the funerals of far too many law enforcement officers who were killed in the line of duty, and we must act. Gebrselassie and Strickland say they agree, but wanted police reform to be the main focus of the governor.
We don't want to see a police officer hurt. In no way is that what we stand for. What we're saying is that we want to live in a world where nobody has to be in fear.
Well, protesters say that the signing of this bill into law is simply a fire under their movement, and they plan to continue speaking out. Plunging property values in parts of Cobb County. Homeowners say it's all because of toxic gas coming from the Sterigenics plant, which uses ethylene oxide to sterilize medical equipment. And that's why they're filing a class action lawsuit. Andrew Kurt and his wife moved into the Park and Vining subdivision back in 2013. 2 months ago, they learned the tax assessed value of their home dropped 10% due to an environmental issue.
It's jarring because our home value is the biggest, it's the biggest value we have in terms of any materiality, right? So that's huge.
The EPA says ethylene oxide can cause cancer if you're exposed to it for long periods of time. A Sterigenics spokesperson tells us the tax assessor's office decision to reduce property tax values has no basis in fact. The company adds it has agreed to enhance its facility and further reduce what it calls already safe levels of ethylene oxide emissions at the plant. We have heard a lot about how parents and families are feeling about going back to school. But what about the teachers? A raw and honest conversation about how they're feeling stepping back into the classroom.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews.
The decision over whether students should be in school or learning from home has become a hot debate. But some of the voices we're hearing from the least are teachers themselves. Christy Diaz sat down with 5 teachers who work all across the metro to find out how they're feeling going into the new school year during a pandemic.
Good morning. My name is Laurelia Freeman. I'm a high school Spanish teacher.
I'm Susanna Swanson, and I am a teacher in the Atlanta area.
My name is Steve Bowen. I'm at West Forsyth High School.
I'm an elementary music teacher currently in Paulding County.
I teach at Hiram Elementary School in Hiram, Georgia. Dead men don't work. Dead teachers don't teach.
I think it's a fantastic decision. Because these kids, these students need face-to-face contact.
Personally, I have some apprehensions, but I think that's probably natural for all teachers at this point.
I'm very concerned. And I really think a lot of teachers are seeing it as a decision between their lives and their work. And it's a horrible decision to be confronted with.
I live with someone who is medically fragile. So it is a very close to my heart decision whether or not we go virtual.
Our classrooms are not the size of Walmart. We cannot put 24 and 30 children 6 feet apart in these petri dishes of classrooms. And I'm telling them don't share when we're teaching children at this developmental age to share.
If you want your kids to learn, you do it face-to-face. And even, myself talking to seniors, they were like, we want to be in the classroom. And we always have discussions about their lives and things like that we can't have when they're online.
And I am in a high-risk group both because of my health and because I'm African American. I'm really, really concerned about that not being a factor in the decisions. I really feel like literally everybody's talking about us but us. I hear very little commentary or input happening from teachers.
My comfort level is important. I can't teach if I have a lot of anxiety. I can't be my best for my students. If I'm overwhelmed with being afraid of bringing something home or getting sick, none of us are doing it for the money. None of us are doing it to do it halfway, like we're really invested. So I think assuming the best about our motives will go a long way.
I can't wait to see them. I'm disappointed that I won't be able to hug them. When I learned of a coworker that had COVID, at what risk do I step back into the classroom? Everybody has a voice in this. There's nobody that's not affected by changes in public education.
Our teachers, Chesley, are just as conflicted and full of anxiety as the parents we've been hearing from, including myself.
You can hear the passion in them that they really want to get out there and teach. That's their purpose. They're not doing it for money. But I hope that they're being heard. Their concerns are very valid, just like teachers, parents who really don't want their kids to go to school, or those that feel like they need their children around other children in order for them to learn effectively. I really hope that everyone's being heard. And you almost have to do that in order for the school year to be effective, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so let's take a look at our forecast. We are looking at some cumulus clouds overhead. You're looking at a live shot here of the city of Noonan behind me. Got plenty of sunshine, partly sunny skies is what we'll call it. Of course, no rain coming out of those clouds, not right now anyway, but you do have a chance to see some scattered showers in the forecast area a little bit later on this afternoon. We do have one little lone shower up there to the far north. That one is moving out of the area, as a matter of fact, and then over in the northwestern corner of the state, over toward Dade, Walker County, into Mansfield County. We do have a few isolated showers there. More of this will pop up as we head through the afternoon. Area-wide, you could see some. Now, likely we'll stay dry, or you and I will stay dry. We won't be one of the fortunate ones to get a shower. It's only about a 30% chance, so we'll watch out for it. 84 degrees right now in the city of Atlanta, middle 80s in a lot of spots, upper 80s in some spots as well, like LaGrange at 88, Edenton 88, 86 in Athens, Duluth the same, again 84 over toward Marietta. 7 out of a possible 11 today on the whizometer. We're looking at 90 for your afternoon high temperature for today, 90 degrees. Wow. You factor in humidity, it's going to feel like the middle 90s out there. So dress accordingly or limit your time outside if you want to catch a break or two. Throughout the southeast, not a whole lot going on right now except for over toward the Carolinas, where you'll find numerous thunderstorms where they really don't need that. They've had the flooding taking place from the tropical storm that moved through. Notice the marginal risk for severe weather has been pushed a little bit further down to the south. That means it's covering, well, going almost into the city of Atlanta, but you can see Rome is included in that. I'm talking about the dark green shaded area. Athens as well. That's where we have a level 1 out of a possible 5. It's a marginal risk. So isolated severe thunderstorms are certainly possible. I'd say in and around that area. So not just to the north and to the east, but also in and around the area, which includes the city of Atlanta. As far as our forecast goes, later on, we'll see those isolated showers begin to make some headway. Where we have some of those thunderstorms, it will be some brief heavy rain coming down, some frequent lightning associated with it as well. That will continue to push out. Once we get past 9 o'clock, that threat goes away. Friday, we'll start it over again. Partly sunny skies in the morning, and then during the afternoon, we could see some isolated showers, thunderstorms begin to pop up. That's going to be the case as we head through the rest of the week, into the weekend, and into next week as well, with a chance for the rain going up as we head toward the middle of next week.
All right, Chesley, paying for the essentials at the grocery store is getting more expensive as many more Americans are going hungry. Stephanie Rule has more on why we're spending more money than we have in years.
Grocery store prices have been rising for months. In the last few months, have you noticed a change in grocery prices?
Immensely. They've risen quite a bit.
I definitely have to pick what we absolutely need instead of kind of what we want.
Meat and veal jumped more than 20% between March and June. Poultry and eggs up more than 7%. Fresh vegetables and cereal also rising more than 3%.
Meat and eggs, two things almost every family out there eats a lot of. Why are they seeing the biggest increase?
They are very large industries that rely on workers, and as a result of the COVID-19 infections, that they had issues with keeping people on the line.
It's also because of supply and demand. Early on, COVID-19 shut down meat plants, causing supply constraints. People are also eating out less, which means buying more for meals at home. But it takes time and money for manufacturers to adjust the packaging to be sold to grocery stores.
The food that is distributed to restaurants are packaged differently. They're usually packaged in huge lots. There are different cuts of meat than what you and I are used to in the grocery store.
But the spiking prices means many families can't afford to get the food they need. More than 29 million Americans said they didn't have enough to eat at some point in July. Food banks across the U.S. since are overwhelmed. Nearly 2 billion meals were distributed between March and June to families in need.
There's anonymity, and there's basically the ability to just walk up, grab food, and leave.
Well, for many families, the unemployment benefit, that $600 extra in federal unemployment benefits, ended last week. And so far, lawmakers in Washington have yet to come up with a deal to provide additional money. The coronavirus pandemic is now disrupting political tradition. Joe Biden will accept the Democratic Party's nomination for president in a virtual setting. Party officials say the former VP will not travel to Milwaukee for the convention due to coronavirus concerns. He'll accept the nomination from his home state of Delaware. The Democratic National Convention begins August 17th. President Trump says he'll probably accept the Republican nomination from the White House, and critics are slamming the idea of ignoring precedent, with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying, quote, "You don't have political events in the White House." The Republican National Convention begins August 24th. Up next, forget the traditional pencil and paper. We're taking you through what back-to-school shopping looks like in a time of digital learning.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Back to school shopping should be in full swing right now, but the coronavirus has school looking a lot different this fall, which means parents are not buying the usual supplies. Here's Chesley.
If only if it was as simple as buying a few packs of crayons and a pencil this year. Instead, parents are dealing with a lot of uncertainty, and it's costing them more while having less to spend.
So we actually saw the spending go up about 2% to a total of $529, which was a little surprising for us. We thought it would be down a little bit given where we were in the spring and given the unemployment numbers.
Even our own photojournalist Stephen Boise had to buy 2 Chromebooks so his kids can participate in digital learning at daycare. With the protection plans and carrying cases, it cost $800. Ouch.
My wife and I both work, so I didn't feel like I had any other option. And since Gwinnett County announced that they might go back in September, I'll have to buy all the regular stuff too.
Right now, I have a lot of parents that's been trying to find a computer gift for their kids, but they say most of the time when they get there, everything is gone. And when they do find something, it's kind of expensive, they can't afford it.
Alex Harris runs a nonprofit here in Atlanta called Empowerment Zone, encouraging teens. He helps connect parents with supplies, but this year is proving to be quite a challenge.
I got a lot of teens in my group that I know parents can't afford the computers. And so those who don't attend Atlanta public schools or schools that's giving them computers, it's going to be kind of hard on the parents to go out and buy a computer.
Alex says the parents he knows haven't received the list yet, and they're not sure what their kids' needs are.
So it's just they don't really actually know what to get, but they trying to just go to the basics and get the basics.
Experts say shop around and do it online.
Just another way to keep money in your pocket. So you're going to see a lot of retailers offering buy online, earn cash back. So it's a big online shopping play for you to shop with a company, and then they're going to reward you.
This year, Metro Atlanta parents are getting two punches, getting hit in the wallet and worried about whether their children will get sick.
The NCAA releasing a list of requirements for schools planning to play fall sports, and it includes giving student athletes the ability to opt out due to COVID concerns and still remain on scholarship. Schools cannot require liability waivers, and they must cover COVID-19 related medical expenses for student athletes. Plans for postseason play must be determined by August 21st. And we are committed to bringing you facts, not fear, about COVID-19. You'll find the latest on the pandemic here in Georgia, including breakdowns of each day's numbers and much more on our website, 11alive.com. We'll be right back.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent.
Never too late. You learn every day. Every day there's something new to learn.
Look at him with his cap and gown, 81 years young and earning a college degree. Lawrenceville's Prescott Lawrence will graduate from Georgia Gwinnett College with a business degree and become the oldest student to ever graduate from the school this weekend. Lawrence spent decades serving in the military and working several more jobs before deciding to go to college. He said that he's already working on his second degree. Keeps the brain sharp as well. Congratulations to you, Prescott Lawrence of Lawrenceville. Thank you so much for watching 11Alive News at noon. I'm Sheba Russell. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going